Hello, this is Computerizer, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to start a new playthrough of Kerbal Space Program, and this time I'm going to give myself quite a challenge. I'm going to play in career mode with hard difficulty. So this means no reverting. We can't revert to launch. We can't revert to the vehicle assembly building. No quick loading. When a crew member, a Kerbal, dies, they will not come back to life at some point, and so on. We also have to purchase research items, parts individually, in addition to doing science on them, and a lot of other things. The options are turned way down here. I could make it even harder by manipulating these even more, but I want to trust that Squad, the creators of this game, have balanced this pretty well. I don't want to make it so hard that it's impossible to do anything. So we're starting with only 10,000 funds, and we don't get very much science or funds or reputation for actually accomplishing things. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So let me give this one a name, hard. And again, it will be in career mode, which makes it even harder. So we'll see how far we can get. At the very least, I'm hoping to get to the moon, but I think we'll get further than that. So let's get on started and get rid of Gene here. So start off with, we have 0 science. So if we look at the science research place here, we have these parts only and can't get anything else at this time. Oh, there, Gene. So our first mission will obviously launch our first vessel, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that contract. We can only accept 2 contracts right now, and we'll get some science data on the first launch as well. So that's all we can do there. So let's go to the VAB and go away, and obviously we have to use the Mark 1 command pod. Let me go ahead and name this craft E01. Very original naming scheme I'm going to use there. This is our only engine, and what else? We don't need fins on this little guy. We need a parachute, and let's make sure the engine is in a different stage from the parachute. And we are going to try to collect some science, so I'll stick a couple of these mystery goo containers on the side. Let's make sure we've got Jebediah in here and save it, and let's go launch. I guess we'll tell in a second here. Let's see. We started with, oh, we got some stuff. We got some funds for doing for accepting the mission. So so we currently have 22,000 funds. While we're on the pad, we'll go ahead and observe mystery goo here to get that science. Just give us a couple, and we can do a crew report here. Get 0.9 science, teeny little amounts of science here, but it all adds up. I'm going to take that crew report out and then put it back in. That way we can do another crew report once we're in the air, and we'll also do the other mystery goo. So throttle doesn't matter because all we've got is a solid rocket booster. So I'm going to launch. I'm going to go to the east just a little bit to make sure we don't crash back on here. Ideally, actually, we want to land in the water so we don't explode things. Hopefully there's not too many G's coming out of this thing. So here we go. Yeehaw! Tipping over just a little bit. Said, get over there in the water. There we go. Go ahead and observe the mystery goo. Very good. Flying at Kerbal, and we've got crew report, 2 science, and that's all we can do from here. We can't EVA in flight at this point. We haven't unlocked that capability. While we're coasting here, we've got a few contracts completed. So we've got the altitude record, speed record, another speed record, another speed record, and launch our first vessel. And after we've landed and recovered the vessel, then we'll get that, what was it, the science, gather scientific data from Kerbal. Go ahead and pull the chute so we can start slowing this down here. And that chute will fully deploy around 1,000 meters. Start just about that. That will swing us around, and we will actually. I'm going to do a little bit of time acceleration here to get us down quicker. And then after we land, I'll actually do another crew report. I forgot to slow down time acceleration, so that's a little bouncy. Sorry about that. Okay, so here, let's do turn on SAS so this stops rolling around. We can do an EVA report here. We're flying over the shores, whatever. Take the existing crew report out. Go inside. Oh, I already, okay. So this crew report will be in the water from Kerbal shore. So okay. I guess it doesn't think we're actually in the water yet. Well, that's okay. I think that's all we can do here. So let's go ahead and recover, and we'll see what we ended up. Hard mission here. So we got 16 science. Some various things there. Plus we got some science for completing the mission. We'll see in a second. We covered all the parts except for the solid fuel, which we burned up. So we got 2,600 back there, and Jebediah has gained 1 XP, and we got 20 reputation from these contracts. This one had 14. And we got 36,000 funds and 6 signs from that. So, after the first mission, we are at 79,000 funds. We started with 10,000, so that's pretty good profit so far. We have 22.6 science, and some, I think I said 10 reputation. For some reason, they make that so you can't actually see the number. So now we can go to the research place, and I can research 2 of these things, both of these guys. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, we don't actually unlock these specific parts without purchasing them with funds. So the next thing we're going to want to do is try to get into space. In order to do that, I would really like to have liquid fuel. So we're going to need a liquid fuel tank and an engine. Probably want that solid rocket booster. Let me think here for a minute. Would like to have the science guy here so we can get more science, and a stack separator so we can do multi-stage. And along those lines, I am going to get this larger solid rocket booster. The first one is a little tiny guy, the flea, and this one is the hammer. Although maybe something slightly larger than a flea would be a better name for it. Okay, let's see if there's any more missions. No, just escape the atmosphere. We'll do that one. Okay, let's go back to the VAB. And we're going to start a new, well, not start a new vessel, but go like this. Yeah, we need... Actually, I'm not going to be able to land a very big rocket, so I had to put separate. We don't have the bigger parachutes yet, so this we'll have to do. Actually, there's a better way to do this. I can hold Alt. Actually, that's probably too long. We just want to get out of the atmosphere. We're not gonna go into orbit. I'm gonna stick this on here, do another separator, and then this solid rocket booster. So the solid rocket booster will get us going at first, and then we'll use the liquid fuel to get us into orbit. Hopefully, I'll build my staging here. Hopefully that's enough fuel in those to get us into space. Oh, and I forgot to do this, but well, I think we'll be okay. If I put that on there, we should be able to land. If we land in the ocean, I think we'll be okay hitting the water with that on the bottom, with just one parachute. But I just remembered I do want to stick some fins on here to keep it stable. The solid rocket booster will fall off pretty fast, and these will basically be at the back, and that will keep us going in a straight line. Okay, so we've got solid rocket, liquid rocket, and then at the end we'll separate and then do parachute. Okay, let's stick Valentina in this one, and let's go out to launch. But now we're at 74,000 funds. Seems reasonable. Again, the throttle doesn't matter for this first stage because it's solid. Second stage, I'm going to leave this at like 2/3 throttle and just see where we're at. I like to accelerate around 2 Gs, but I don't want to go too fast. I'll lose control of the rocket until we're further up in the atmosphere. So. Are you ready, Valentina? She looks confident. Okay. So again, I'm going to tip over just a little bit to the east so we can land in the water out there. Otherwise, I think we're ready to go. There we go. Accelerating very quickly. I could have throttled that solid rocket booster back a little bit. I should have tipped over a little more before we left the ground, but that's okay. I am yawing just a little bit here to get us tipping over toward the water. Okay, separate that. Okay, we got a lot of acceleration there. I'm just tapping the controls here to keep it kind of going straight. We're not trying to go into orbit, so I don't need to do a gravity turn or anything here. We're going a little too fast, so I'm going to just throttle back just a little bit. See if we're getting altitude records and speed records and things here. Getting them thinner atmosphere, so we're not seeing all the effects on the rocket anymore, so we could speed up some more. And switch to the map view. See what our apo-apsis is looking like. 50, okay, good. Go ahead, might as well just tip over a little bit. Something like that. Okay, we're definitely going into space, so I'm just gonna let that happen here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and observe this in the upper atmosphere and do this in the upper atmosphere and do this in the upper atmosphere because we haven't got those yet. We will have plenty of opportunities to get the in space ones as well, and I don't think you get a whole lot more science. So maybe you do for doing it in space versus in the upper atmosphere, but it is science that we'll need in any case, so might as well grab it. Okay, so it looks like I obviously had plenty of fuel for this. Now we're in space. I'm going to observe the other mystery goo. I can't do an EVA to get that yet. Wonder if I should. No, I'll do another launch, and I'll get the crew report from space and the science junior from space. And I'll go ahead and go through all these contracts. Escape the atmosphere, that's the big one. This records set. Okay, got all those contracts done. Hide that thing. We do have resources. Too bad. Oh, I should remove the monopropellant before launching because we're obviously not using that. So what other records do we have? Another speed record we could hit at some point. That's the only other contract there. So yeah, wow, we're at 207,000 funds right now. We've only done 2 missions, so that's pretty good for so far. It's supposed to be hard, but well, it'll probably get a lot harder. Yeah, so we're reapproaching the atmosphere here, and I guess we'll get more funds also from recovering this. Should be in pretty good shape to try to build a rocket to go into orbit next, I hope. Otherwise, maybe we'll do some tourist contracts to take them into suborbital flights, and that will give us additional funds, hopefully some additional science. I don't remember if those kinds of contracts give science or not. We can also do some other things to try to gather science, like do this mission again, except get the crew report and the science, what's it called? Science Junior here, up in space instead of in the upper atmosphere. I guess, can I actually turn this around yet? Okay. I want to keep it facing this way. That way the engine can take the brunt of the re-entry. I suppose I can actually, might as well burn fuel off. We're not going to be able to save it. We don't have enough parachute to slow this down. Oh, actually, I could. Now that I think about it, there's enough fuel in here that we could probably actually slow the ship down just before landing to do a soft landing on the ocean. So let's see if we can do that, and then we'll get some funds back from recovering these parts, especially the expensive ones like the engine. I think it's probably pretty expensive. Okay, aerodynamics are doing some funny things here. I'm going to see when the chute is safe to deploy. You see it says safe to deploy, unsafe. As soon as it says it's safe, I'll deploy it. Okay. And engine. We're actually coming in really hot there. That's why I throttled up. We're going at 10 meters per second. I'd like to slow down to probably 5 or so as we approach here. Slower is better. 4. Perfect. And hopefully it doesn't explode when it falls over. Okay, well the only thing we lost there was the Science Junior. I know that thing is pretty fragile. So I'm going to have to recover this in 2 pieces. So first we'll cover this this guy, and then actually this might say in the ocean now. Yeah, there we go. Do a crew report from the water. Okay. So we'll cover this guy, and then we'll go to the and recover this one separately. Okay. Look at that. We're at 41 science now. It's a good amount of science there. I didn't even get much science when we were in orbit. Valentina has some XP. We got 64 reputation. Oh, yeah, that's part of the funds. Let's see. Can we see? Yeah, there it is. The debris out there. Recover that. That added some more funds back. So, we're doing pretty well actually for being in hard mode. So yeah, the next steps are going to be trying to get into orbit. And so we'll look at the Research and Development Center and see what kind of parts we can find to help us do that, and see what kind of missions we're actually getting. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, see, there's lots of missions here now, so we've got lots of parts we can test, and some touristy type things. But we will take a look at all those in the next episode. Until then, this is Computerizer, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.